Thank you all so much for joining us for the JobTread Live product update today. JobTread Founder and CEO Eric, right next to me, will be sharing exciting product updates, partner highlights, and our upcoming development priorities. This webinar will be recorded and shared on the JobTread Pros Facebook group and in the JobTread Help Desk. And in fact, we have opened up these new JobTread Lives to the public now. So we will also be posting them on our public site. Please utilize the Q&A tool or the chat box if you have any questions during the webinar. Also, we love to see shout outs in the chat box. If you like something, tell us. That gives our developers some good feelings. And our team will help to answer these questions throughout the webinar, but also Eric will go over some at the end as well. So I might save some for the end. So first things first, I'd really like to invite you all to join our Facebook group for JobTread Pros. It is exclusive to JobTread users. This group is fantastic. It gives you the opportunity to really connect with one another as JobTread users, share best practices, but also you will have a first voice to us as a team. We want to make sure that we're able to respond to your questions. If you notice something in the app that you're not sure about, let us know. And we are excited to respond on JobTread Pros Facebook group. So all you have to do is pop on Facebook, type in JobTread Pros, and fill out a few questions, and then we'll go ahead and admit you as soon as we verify that you're a user. Also, I want to invite you to our JobTread Connect user conference. Many of you have heard about this conference already, and we're glad that the word is spreading. But this conference is just over a month away, so now is the time to buy your tickets. I can't stress the urgency enough on this. Tickets are flying off the shelves. We've also got to get our head count in order here so we can make sure we can host you all. And so a few of our really exciting keynote speakers are listed here. We have Tom Reber from the Contractor Fight, Chris Breen, he's the founder of the Legacy Dex Academy, and he's actually inviting his wife Amy to speak with him. We've got Erica Massey from the Pro Remodelers magazine, Carolyn Cromines, of course, the owner of the Cromines law firm. She'll be sharing a lot about contracts and how to cover yourselves as a company. And then also, of course, we have Eric Fortenberry, our founder and CEO. So these are some of our featured keynote speakers, but I will mention, although JobTread Connect is definitely going to be covering a ton of JobTread training sessions and just the interaction to learn about our new features. You're going to have, firsthand interaction with our support team here while you're on site. So what better way to learn about JobTread? But also we are offering tons and tons of sessions beyond just JobTread training. We believe that it's important not only to focus on the software in your company, but also just to focus on your company in general, and then the software can support that. So here's a list of some examples of education topics. We're going to be releasing the full agenda here in the upcoming weeks. But hopefully you see something on this list that is of interest to you, hopefully multiple things. And we encourage you to bring your team on down and to really take advantage of all of these sessions. It's going to be extremely helpful for you as a business. And one more thing I'll mention here too is what better time to focus on your business than to dedicate 3 specific days to your business. This is going to get you away from all your phone calls, away from your job sites, and really focusing on your business processes. And we're hoping that it's that impactful for you, where you can truly make a difference in where your business is going. Also, we have, of course, some fun during the conference. So we've got several networking opportunities to meet with our team, but also to meet with other peers in the industry across the country. We've got several awesome partners that will be there to talk with you. And then through our mixers, you'll have plenty of opportunities to engage and network. And then we have our office tour. So we are right next door to the conference site. So we'll take you through our original founding office of JobTread. We will not be in this office much longer, so this is your chance to see where we all started. And then we'll have a welcome party. Gold's Gym across the street is actually offering fitness classes every morning. We've got networking socials, and then our big night out is bowling, billiards, and I'll add booze onto that as well. All right, and then another thing I want to highlight for this conference is the hotel is really, really reasonable. We've negotiated with the hotel to get the rate down to just $109 a night. That includes a free breakfast. And then your JobTread ticket also includes lunch, all your happy hours, snacks, and dinners. So we want to make sure that you don't have to worry about feeding yourselves while you're with us. We've got that covered. In fact, your ticket covers all of that. And then we have 2 airports you can fly into. So it's actually extremely accessible as well. And last but not least, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Our sponsor list is growing by the day, but this is where we're at right now. We've got some amazing backing for this conference. They all want to meet you. And really the easiest way to get your tickets is to go to jobtread.com/connect. And once you pop on there, you'll get more information, and then it'll show you exactly how to purchase your tickets. Administrators in your organization can purchase your tickets right through the marketplace in the app. Just go to your settings tool, click marketplace, and you'll see JobTread Connect. If you have any questions, please let us know, and we are happy to answer those questions for you. But again, this is the time to get those tickets. Time is slipping away. We want to make sure that you get down here and that you secure your spot for the conference. And again, we want to get that final head count so we can count you in. All right, now I will let Eric take it away and tell you about some of our exciting product updates.
Awesome, appreciate that, Anna. Yeah, I'm really excited, guys, to show what we've been working really hard at. Got a fairly extensive list here. Some of these things we've rolled out, over the last several weeks. I think our last town hall was when was it, like end of October? So, some of these things you may have already seen. In case you hadn't, we wanted to go through those, but then we've got some new things that we just rolled out today that we're really excited to share with you. So, just a quick rundown. We've updated the help desk video library and how that's all structured. We've also added all of our recorded webinars in there. We're going to look at the Kanban views, cost item photos, multiple recipients for documents. We've got multiple signatures on documents now, the ability to track as well as now collect partial payments for your invoices, pushing those payments and the processing fees now go into QuickBooks Online. We've added some error reporting and email notifications for both QuickBooks Online and desktop, and some time tracking updates. So going to just kind of hop into that. So here, real quick, just that video library, we wanted to just take a moment to try to organize it a little bit more. We kept adding a bunch of videos in there. So, you definitely need to check that out in the help desk. We've sorted it by categories. You can click on them, see the full view, easily scroll through them. And we've also added our full webinars. All the recorded webinars that we do will all be in there, all the product updates. So it's a really great place for you to be able to find out all of the information, all the updates, and then watch all the past information too, which, I'm sure over the years will become an interesting, walk down memory lane to really watch how far JobTread continues to grow and all the updates. So the Kanban views was a really popular feature. We heard the request a lot. Essentially, it's a way to graphically display records as cards into organized columns. And so you can drag those cards from one column to another, and that's going to update that field that is used to determine which columns are there. So this is really great tool for tracking your leads, lead status, job statuses, project management assignments, even in the vendor section, your vendors by rating. Really the sky's the limit. Any pick list can be used to essentially set up the Kanban columns. So I'll show you that in a minute, but yeah, really excited about this. It's a much, different graphical way to view all the data and the records, which, I think is going to be really nice and helpful for you. Cost item photos has been a huge hit. It's probably one of the oldest requests. We heard it the most, over the last, year or 2 years. Really excited that we were able to finally deliver this. This allows you to save the cost item photos in the catalog, or if you wanted to directly do it in the budget, you can. And then every time you create a document, they're going to automatically be there. So it really streamlines the whole process for you to be able to go from a budget template straight to a document. You've got some options on there. If you did want to just always, show or always hide the photos, maybe on your proposal, you want to always show them, but on your invoices, you don't necessarily need those photos to show. So you can obviously set that to hide them all. This is a really great tool for your selections, your optional upgrades. Just giving people a visual to be able to see exactly what those selections are. You can even put videos on here. So if you wanted to kind of walk through, one of the different options, or kind of really use that as your opportunity to upsell those additional options, it's a great way to do that. They're all in line with each of the cost items. You are still able to attach photos, files, videos to the document as a whole, but we think that this is a really great way to, when you have specific, photos related to one line item, to just directly add it right there. All right, document recipients. This is something that we've had a lot of people asking, like, hey, how do we send this to multiple people? They wanted to CC someone, or maybe if you have a husband and a wife, being able to do that. You've got all of that ability now. You can also collect multiple signatures, which we'll talk about in a second. But probably one of the most exciting updates here is that now for every single email that gets sent for a document, we're tracking if that email was delivered to their inbox. If it was opened, we're tracking when they click the link. And then document specific, again, if they've viewed the document, when they've signed the document, beforehand, and when you looked at, kind of just that little dot on someone, that was essentially showing you anytime they were active on the customer or the vendor portal. This is now document specific. Again, you're going to see, all these notifications are going to pop up in real time, so that you can know exactly when they have, opened and viewed. It'll also tell you too, if the document wasn't delivered, that email wasn't delivered to them, you're going to be able to see that. We do now also automatically forward you any bounce back. So if the email address is wrong, you're able to get that email directly to you. And then you also have the option to resend the email. You can customize that message that you send. So if you needed to remind someone about it or whatever, all of that is right there. So we're going to dive into that here in just a second. And then, the document signatures. So, being able to, decide who needs to sign each document, you can now do that. You can, again, it's going to automatically add the multiple signature lines. It'll pre-fill their name in there. If they did need to update their name, they can, but you've got the date timestamp. Basically it's the document won't be approved until all of the signatures have been collected. And then you can obviously export that PDF too with all of those signatures on there as well. So, just kind of talk about a couple of these use cases, so, and a lot of this, thanks to the partnership with the Cromings Law Firm, they've helped us kind of work through some of this, as well as a lot of our customers out there. Shout out to Gene for continually insisting on the signatures on the bills and invoices. But, there's a lot of you that are in states that have specific requirements where, for example, all of the homeowners, everyone who's listed as an owner of that property must sign the contract for it to be valid, or for you to be able to file a lien on the property, you need to have multiple signatures on it. You can now do that. There are some states where they require the contractor to countersign the contract and the documents there. And so now if you want to add yourself as a signator, you can, and then you're able to be the final signature on that document. For vendor bills, so being able to handle lien waivers, you can essentially add the vendor, the sub, whoever it is that needs to sign, they can essentially sign that bill, sign that lien waiver. And then once they sign it, it'll automatically be converted into approved for payment status. Or for customer invoices, a lot of times we've heard for bank draws, in order for the bank to agree to pay out the draw request there, they want to see the customer's signature saying, yes, all of this has been completed, and then they will initiate the draw payment to you. And so, again, we're now able to handle all of those scenarios with the ability to add one or multiple signatures to all of the documents now. So really exciting update. Again, I'm going to dive into this here in just a second, kind of show a little demo, but yeah, super, super awesome stuff here. All right, tracking partial payments. So, we did, I think we might have announced this part at the last town hall, but, again, now, if you wanted to send one invoice and, allow your customer to make partial payments along the way, you can now record those manually on the invoice. Those payments will push into your QuickBooks Online. You can see the payment history directly on the invoice so that, they can see, when payments were made, what the remaining balance is. So that's a really awesome feature. Great way to kind of keep track of that ongoing, kind of payments being made. Some people though will just create a new invoice and, kind of send that each time. I think, either option will work. We've now enabled both of those. But the other neat thing is that now through Stripe and through the online payment processing, you can now give them the option, if you want, to allow them to make a partial payment, with their credit card or ACH. So that allows you to, again, have one invoice, and then if they just want to pay a portion of that, or you're trying to kind of work with them a little bit more, need to be flexible, but still want to be collecting along the way, this will give you that option, and then they can basically type in any amount that's essentially up to the full amount, or the full amount, but they can have that option if you want. Obviously this might be something that you might only want to enable, so often, but you do have that option to toggle it on and off as well. So that's pretty neat update there. And then with QuickBooks, we've had, again, continually working on our both our QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Desktop integration. All of those, the payments that are being created are now logged directly into your QuickBooks Online, and we're also now pushing in the payment processing fee into your QuickBooks as well. And so this is just really going to cut down on a lot of the bookkeeping, having to go in and create multiple entries to do all of that. So you can now essentially in the QuickBooks integration settings for JobTread, you can set up the deposit to account, as well as whatever the processing fee, the bank fee account that you want the fee to be put into. And so all of that can be set up now in your QuickBooks integration. If you don't set those accounts, then it's not going to push them in. So it's something that if you want to have that going in, and it's really going to streamline a lot of the bookkeeping, you'll want to make sure that you have those set up. Another awesome update. So we've improved a lot of the error handling with QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Desktop. Obviously these integrations can be very challenging, especially the QuickBooks Desktop. It can be very tricky to troubleshoot that, as I'm sure all of you who are on QuickBooks Desktop know. If you've ever had an issue, we've had to ask you for the log files and yada yada. So now what we've done is we've actually directly we're taking those errors, and we're saving them, and we're displaying them directly to you in that QuickBooks integration section. And you'll have the option, if you want to fix the error and resync, or if you want to ignore the error, you're now going to see all of those errors right there, just so that you can deal with it. And a lot of times it might just be something that again, maybe there was the same account name in QuickBooks. And so obviously we can't push in a new account. And so you might have to go and kind of look through this, but this is going to help tremendously for you able to really kind of help figure out what's going on whenever there is some sort of an issue. And then for both QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Desktop, you can now set up to have emails sent to you. So in real time, if there's ever a sync error, it'll send you an email so that or maybe you want to put in your bookkeeper's email or your accountant, whoever is really managing all of that. You can put in their information, and we'll notify you so that you can just immediately go in and resolve the issue, instead of having to just sort of stumble across it later. We think that this is going to really help you keep up to date and address the things in real time. All right, lastly, we've got some time tracking updates to share here. So we again, ever since we rolled this out, probably one of the first questions we always got was, can you help us with tracking overtime, as well as taking breaks. So we've now enabled both, the ability to set up how long your break durations are. Obviously different states have different requirements. Same thing for your overtime. You can have one or multiple overtimes, and you can even have kind of different, rates, whatever it may be. You can come in here now and you can set up exactly what you want those to be. And then as soon as they hit that threshold, it'll automatically change the rate to that new one that you've selected. So here in this example, we've got the overtime, is gonna kick in over 40 hours per week. So you can set these either on a daily number of hours or minutes, or on a weekly hours or minutes. I know in California, it's considered overtime on, if you work more than 8 hours a day, versus a lot of places it's a 40-hour work week. So you can now set these up to automatically track all of that, and just automatically switch when someone's clocked in. It'll make those updates for you. There's also some we've enhanced the list view. We've added some summary views, which a lot of you guys have asked for. So I'm excited to dive in and show you that as well. So I think now I get to finally switch over and show you a live demo, my favorite part. All right, so we're going to start here, and I'm going to just kind of go through again a lot of those updates we've talked about. I'm going to try to sort of hit on all of them here. Basically, again, we're going to come into this. I've got this new job already set up. Actually, first, before we go to that, I'll come over. We'll kind of look at some of these Kanban views. So we can see here. You're able to create whatever views that you want, and you can do them either in the jobs list or over here in the customers and the leads list. And again, you can set them, whatever you want your default. So this one I did leads by status. And so here, maybe any new leads are going to come in, and, if we needed to, drag it to, let's say now it's a new lead and I want to move it over, I can do that. Again, you can drag and drop them, move them kind of wherever you want. It just gives you that graphical view. The neat thing about this though is over here in the settings, and this is where you set these up. In order for it to be a Kanban, you're going to have to pick one of your pick list fields. And so this is where, you're going to select the field, and then that's going to essentially sort and create those columns there. The other cool thing that you can do is you can decide how many fields do you want to display on the card. So the very first one will always be the top, and then you can set how many. So if I wanted to say, maybe I want to see, 4 fields here, then I can update that, and it's just going to show me the next one that's set up over here in this fields view. So just like before, you can add and remove fields, you can sort them, put them in whatever order. You're also able to come in here and just open up and see all of the fields right here in one place, which just kind of lets you quickly see more information about it. And then you can also just right here click go to customer. And so that'll take you straight to them. I'll just go ahead and click it. So here's that customer that I created, and we're about to go look at this job here. So that's the Kanban views. Really powerful stuff there. So over here in the budget. So now I'm just going to quickly build out we're going to do a bathroom remodel here. So this is pulling all those templates from my catalog. Just one note, I put the asterisk here to just sort my full templates up top, because you can still have smaller cost groups down below, but I'll go ahead and just add this bathroom remodel template. So this is going to pull in everything from the catalog, set up all those line items. Again, if I needed to make any changes to anything, I could. I've already got this one kind of set, so I'll just kind of roll with this one here. But, again, once you've built out your budget and you're ready to go create that document, that proposal, we're just going to come over here. We're going to click, I'm just going to do this proposal option. It's going to automatically add all those line items. We'll create that. And so now I've created this new this new proposal right here. We can see as we scroll down, we're going to see all those line items. Again, if you didn't want to show all the prices and the details, you can completely customize this in the edit items there. But, right here, you can see all of these photos are now automatically added. They're automatically displayed. We can see kind of all the different options, however much, detail you want to provide. Again, this could be a video, this could be a PDF. You could make it a link to the manufacturer's website. This is going to allow them to come in and just scroll through and check out those photos, check out those options, gives you that opportunity to, to really promote, whatever you're trying to get them to select there. So yeah, you've got all those right there. Like I said, there are some options. If you wanted to, let's say we didn't want to show the cost item files and photos, I could just quickly hide them. And you can set that on a document template level. So that's just kind of one little neat shortcut there. But as soon as we're ready to send this proposal now, we now have that option. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to hit send proposal. It's going to default to that person who's the primary customer. But for this, let's say we want to go ahead and we're going to send we're going to send it to Alex Hunter as well. We'll pretend like he's the husband there. We're going to require the signature for both. I can customize my message here. But as soon as I send that, that's basically going to now send them an email. So you can see right here, we've got a waiting signature. We've got, these events now that it's been sent, it's been delivered to both of them, as they go through and as they open them, as they click on them, we're going to see additional notifications coming through, so that we can see those statuses, get updated. So let's see here if, so I see Anna has now opened the email. So she can go through now. One thing to note is that, with some of the mail updates, this isn't always going to be possible to know if they've opened your email. We are using, basically putting a pixel into the email so that, we will have our best attempt at it, but some mail clients may block reporting back that image and that pixel has been viewed. So it's not going to be 100%. There's really no way to do that. But, for the majority of people, you are going to be able to get that level of detail. So here we can see, we're awaiting the signature. Anna's viewing the document right now. She's probably, making her selections, going to sign it. I think Alex may be okay. So there, Anna signed it. So we now have the check mark. Tells us that she signed today at 5:53. So Alex still hadn't opened his. Maybe he's waiting for Anna. But again, it's now been signed. Okay, so now Alex has opened it. Awesome. Great job, Alex. He's viewed the document. So again, all of this is just happening here in real time. We're getting notified about it. With these feed updates, so once that document has been fully signed and executed, then essentially the status. So there we go. They're now both signed. I can see the document's been changed to approve. So we were able to see that all along the way, what was happening to that document. So, if you do ever need to come in here and resend it to someone, you can always come in and click the resend. Again, you can customize that message. If you wanted to turn off the signature, you'd be able to do that. Not now that they've signed it, but you can always come in and do that. And at any point, again, you can give access to people still that, maybe your project manager, somebody internal, or maybe just someone who you don't necessarily need to be, signing it. They're not really a recipient. They're just a third party. You can still come in here and use the add users to add them to this document. So really exciting update here. We can also come over here, generate the PDF, which is essentially going to have all of the signatures down there at the bottom. Let's see. So we'll scroll down. So again, shows us what selections have been made, crosses off the things that weren't selected. And then down at the very bottom, we've got Anna's signature, Alex's signature, date, timestamp. So, everything right there in the document has been executed. It's been saved. So yeah, that's the ability to now quickly send a document to multiple people, collect the signatures, track the progress, the opens, the clicks, all of those details that you guys have been asking for a long time. I'm sure, and I'll just go ahead and throw it out there now. We don't yet have where it's going to automatically send you an email update about that. That will come at some point here, but this is the first step to essentially enable us to do that. So hopefully you guys are all really excited about that. And yeah, that's that update. Again, same thing for our other documents. If we wanted to come in here and create, if we wanted to create, a bill that's going to go to one of our subs, and we'll just say, whatever it may be, maybe they demoed the bathroom, something like that, and I want them to, essentially sign off on this before I agree to pay them, then I can come over here and I can just add a recipient. This is going to go to Adam Bolts here. I'm going to require the signature. I'll go ahead and send the email as well. And so that's going to send it to him. And it's basically going to stay in this awaiting signature state until that person signs off on it. And then it will automatically move to approve for payment. Now, one note is that with the signatures on bills and invoices, you can continue to make any changes that you need until that signature has occurred. So, if they call you back and there's, some issue or whatever, you need to make any updates, you're able to do that and then have them essentially sign at that point. So that's the signature update, the recipient update. So yeah, we've got all that going on. Trying to think what the next thing. So let's see, what else do we have? So we've got so on the invoicing. So if I were to come over here, let's say, I just send an invoice, it's going to automatically select again, kind of only the things that were selected in there. Maybe we want to, we'll just invoice this for sure, 100%, or you could do it for, 50% or deposit or, whatever it may be. But this is where we have that option. Again, if you wanted to collect the signatures, you could, or I can just hit send invoice, right here, we can send it to Anna. But, again, this is where I now have the option, if I want to allow her to do the partial payments, I can. Or I can just come in. If let's say she wrote me a check on the spot, I can come in here and I can record and say, I received this check, maybe we'll just, 1, 2, 3, and maybe the check was, maybe she only gave me $5,000, something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that. And then my remaining balance will be 62. thousand there on this particular document. And so down here at the bottom, we're going to see that payment. And so as we continue to log payments, they're going to see that update going through there, which is really neat. Again, you get to decide how much detail you want to share on this invoice, but that's kind of that other update there. So yeah, I think the other thing to go into was I think it was the time tracking updates. So I'll switch over here. So actually, before I show this, we'll go look down here in the settings. So just like before, right here. So we've got some time tracking updates. This is where you can come in and you can set how long you want those break durations to be for. If you wanted it to be 30 minutes, an hour, 10 minutes, whatever it is, you can have one or multiple options for the breaks. And then this is where, again, we can set those overtimes. It's going to default and show you kind of all of the rates that you've already set up in the members section. And so then you can decide at what point should it automatically convert to this rate. So that's the first part. And then again, on each user, this is where you're going to set up their hourly, kind of what their fully burdened rate is, their standard, their overtime. You can name these whatever you want, put in, again, the fully burdened rate. So this is including all of the, the taxes, everything that's going to go into it, not just, what you're paying them, but what is the total cost for that person per hour. And so that way you can see that total cost directly on your job budget. But so now, again, when they come in here, they can essentially do all that. And then over on the time tab, so this is where we've refreshed this whole view. We wanted to provide you a lot more information, just make it a lot more condensed. So again, here we can see the start time, the end time. Some of these, I manually logged the ones where they checked in or out. You can see right here, kind of the map. If you wanted to zoom out, kind of see the bigger picture, you can, but that's going to be their clock in location, their clock out location. And then again, the really neat thing about this though is I can come over here and I can click on this summary view. And this is where now I can see, by week, and by day within a week, how many hours have been logged. So, I see here Anna. So, for this week right here, she's got 31 hours. She's had 4 breaks logged. Good for Anna. She clocked in, clocked out. And I can see all that detail right here. Now, what I see here on on Hector and on Riley, it looks like these guys weren't logging their breaks. So I can click on any one of these cells and it's going to take me straight to that so that I can see all of those entries for that cell. And then maybe I want to go ahead and insert their breaks automatically, so I can just select all those records. And this is where I can add a break. Like I'm going to say that we had a mandatory, at 12 PM, they did a 1 hour, lunch break. So I can come in here and essentially what that's going to do is that's going to split all of those time entries. And so you can see, so Riley, he went from 8 to 12 now for 4 hours. And then, he had the break and then essentially 1 to 5 was the remaining set, so basically all of that information, is going to be tracked. And so then we can now see exactly, kind of very easily how many hours for each person and how many they've been paid for each of the rates. So that we could see that and what that breakdown is and make sure that they've got the correct amounts, per the state requirements, whatever it may be. You can easily keep track of that and make those updates. Again, if I wanted to just drill into one day, one section, I'll discard those changes there. So, if I click on just kind of one of these items here, I can see there's that one, again, or you can do it for the whole week, or I could say, hey, I'm going to look at all these, I can make all these selections. So that kind of just lets me quickly do it. We can try one more time here, see if that was just some sort of a fluke there. But, again, I create those, breaks up, adds those breaks. If I needed to add additional breaks, I could. So there we go. So that one worked. And then back over here, we can see that we've now got four hours of break for the week of logged, and it took down the standard time. So when people are clocking in and out, they're still going to have the option to select, what rate they're on. And then if they're clocked in, let's say they select the job there and kind of whatever, they're working on, when they're clocked in, this now gives them that option to, come in here and I can say, I'm ready to, take a break, even though I've only been, on the clock for a second, at any point, they can come in there and they can either switch task or they can hit, take break, and that's going to let them choose. Is this my 1 hour lunch break? Is this my, my 15-minute or 30-minute, whatever it may be break? So that gives them that option to do that. And then they're going to see that they're going to essentially be able to, keep going through, and it's showing them they're on break. And it's even giving them a countdown of how long until the end of that break, and then it'll automatically clock them back in. The same thing works for for the overtime. So again, I'll end my break early, but essentially once I hit that 40 hours a week or 8 hours per day, however much you set it to, it's going to automatically convert to that to that set rate. So super neat feature there. Again, it's intended to help you and help them kind of keep track of all this even better. And as before, all of this information pushes into your QuickBooks Online and your QuickBooks Desktop. So I think I've run through everything. I feel like I went really fast, but I did want to kind of give you guys that sort of that quick overview. As always, we're happy to hop on, and stay on after answering any additional questions. But I will switch back over here to my slide deck. I'm pretty sure I covered everything. Did I miss anything, Anna? I think I got it all.
Yeah, I think you covered most of it here. So,
Awesome.
yeah, why don't you share a little bit about, I know on the next slides we have some upcoming events and such, and then we'll get into the Q&A after
Awesome.
that.
Perfect. Yep. So again, just wanted to highlight our partners here. We do continue to look for the businesses that we believe are going to be complementary to what we're doing. They can work directly with us, and kind of have a we'll immediately have an impact on your business to help you grow and improve. So obviously Acorn Finance, the homeowner financing, it's already been a big hit. It's something that we're really excited. That was a lot of requests for that. So definitely, if you hadn't watched the Acorn Finance webinar we did, then that'd be a great one to watch to learn more about it. They're, actually all these guys are going to be at JobTread Connect, so you'll be able to talk more about them there. One other thing I really wanted to highlight here actually is so Evo. We are in the process of switching off of Stripe for payment processing. We're moving over to Evo Payments. They're a large company as well. They're part of Global Pay, but the thing that we really wanted to do is make sure that our customers are receiving the highest level of customer service from our partners. And unfortunately, just Stripe wasn't delivering that level of service that we expected. And so unfortunately, it just wasn't a good fit. So we went out, we talked to pretty much all of the payment processors that we could find. Certainly looked at a lot of them. One of the major criteria was the level of service that we can expect. Both when we need to call in and get some help, or when our customers need help. We wanted to make sure that you were in good hands. And so Evo has very much demonstrated to us their level of service is very high, just like ours. They also just so happen to have their entire 24/7 support team located 15 minutes from our office. So there's about 250 of them over there in that office that if I ever need to drive over there and give someone a swift kick, believe me, I will. But I really don't anticipate that. The other thing we're really excited about with them is we're going to get a much better rate for everyone for payment processing. And unlike with Stripe, you're going to be able to directly negotiate that rate, based on your volume, your processing. So they're really excited to come out to meet everyone at JobTread Connect. They're also offering some incentives to get people to switch over to them. So we're really excited about this partnership. Hopefully in the next through the end of this month, we'll be able to get that get everything switched over. You should really have almost the same experience within JobTread and the UI and for your your homeowner customers to really continue making those payments just the same. But again, it's just we're switching the processor, and really excited to have them coming on board here. So yeah, and what's on the horizon? So as usual, and again, last town hall at the end of October, we essentially I had the document updates on there. We had the time tracking updates that we're going to do, and see, there's one other we delivered. It might have been the multiple signatures thing. I think what that last one was. There was one more on there, but Yeah, so lots gone down. But the one thing we didn't get to yet was the dimensions and the formulas. Really excited to have that coming up here. Just probably the next biggest project kind of within the app that we're going to be working on. Obviously I talked about switching over to Evo, which luckily is not a huge change. And then we've got okay, so one other neat update in the application that we're going to do. Just like how we allowed you to save the cost items directly in the catalog, we're also now going to allow you to save some of those visibility settings for all of the cost items directly in the catalog and on the budget. So that means that you won't have to go in and edit items and then show and hide certain things. It's just going to be able to be saved exactly how you want it to show up every single time on the document. Again, just to further streamline that. So just kind of a little update though that I think is going to make a big impact and continue streamlining that process of getting those proposals out and having that standardized format just as quickly as possible. There will be some other catalog updates that we're going to be working on as well. I've got some very promising news from two of the largest retailers in the country. I won't name their names quite yet, but I'm sure you can guess that they're both excited about potentially integrating with us and allowing us to directly integrate with their product catalogs and being able to pull that real-time pricing from them, making that available to you. So there are some more exciting updates. We also want to add a section in the catalog where we can essentially publish all of our budget templates and just all the catalogs that a lot of you guys are looking at what we've got, and we'll import it for you. We just want to further streamline that. We think it's going to really help people get going even quicker. So a lot of awesome catalog updates that are going to continue to come in the next couple months. And then from an integration standpoint, probably, and I'm sure everyone who's integrating with QuickBooks will be very excited to hear this. We do believe we now have a plan for how we're going to be able to pull in expenses that get reconciled and logged in your QuickBooks into JobTread. One of the big challenges has been that when you track this information in JobTread, you can obviously get kind of very detailed and line by line what it's for, and that's how you're able to see your profits and your losses on line by line or based on the cost type or the cost code. And so when it does get entered into QuickBooks, we're essentially going to pull it into JobTread as like uncategorized. So at the end of the day, you're going to be able to see the total and how you performed on that job. And then if you want, you'll have the option to go in and basically reallocate and categorize all of those line items that are on the expenses and the bills that are entered in QuickBooks within JobTread. But I know that this is an extremely important thing that many of y'all switching over from some of those other those other companies out there that we're getting a lot of traction from recently. It's something that they do that we're excited to be focused on this, and hopefully in the next couple months we'll have that rolled out. So yeah, excited to be working on all these things. As usual though, again, we're constantly putting out other little kind of smaller updates along the way. We really appreciate everyone continuing to give us your feedback. We literally track every single piece of feedback that you provide to us, and that's how we prioritize our development. And our roadmap is based on the things that are going to make the biggest impacts to the most number of our customers. And so, I just wanted to thank you all. Again, we view this as a partnership. We want to continue collaborating with you all, and that's how we're going to make the best product for the market. So thank you for all of that. Got a couple more upcoming webinars here in December. So next Monday, I'm going to be doing a JobTread Live with Tom Reber from the Contractor Fight. For those of you who don't know, he's got a very large following. He's very great at helping with sales and coaching. We're excited to have him coming out to JobTread Connect as well. So I just wanted to introduce you all to him. He's written a really awesome book, working on a new one as well. So again, I'm excited to be able to introduce everyone to him on Monday there. And then on December 15th, we're going to be doing a webinar with Hotchkiss Insurance, which is another one of our new partners. Again, they will help provide business builder's risk insurance, as well as general liability insurance. So, again, just another partner that, we wanted to help get you connected with. So we will be doing our kickoff webinar with them on December 15th. As usual, you can go to jobtread.com/webinars to register for those, or you can register directly in the help desk. If there's ever any webinar, topics that you'd like to hear about, like us to present on, please do reach out. Let us know. We're always excited to continually put out more webinars, and to the extent that we can keep helping you build a better business, and help you with whatever it is that you may need, whether it's JobTread or business specific. We're excited to keep delivering this educational content to you. Want to keep reiterating, we're hiring. So if you know anybody. We are looking for people in customer success, looking for customer support people now. We're looking for data migration, data import people, looking now for some additional marketing roles, some additional salespeople. So please do, if you know anyone that you think might be a great fit for our company, we're looking for the best people. We were recently recognized as the #2 best places to work in Dallas by the Dallas Business Journal. So one caveat, one requirement is we do want our entire team here in Dallas. We've got one office. We work very closely together. As a small and growing team. With such a rapidly developing product and company, we do really want to keep everybody here together. It really helps us to just kind of have a very close working relationship. And we also like to celebrate. This is a family culture. It's very important that we find the best people that are going to be a good fit for us and that are going to be a great fit for you all. And so if you know people, please do send them our way. We're looking for the best people. It takes a long time to find those people, and we highly value referrals. So please do share. JobTread.com/careers. You can find all of our job descriptions. So if you know someone in particular, feel free to send them that link, and they can directly apply from there. Lastly, again, as always, thank you all so much for continuing to spread the word about JobTread. All of the reviews that continue to pour in, it really makes a tremendous impact. It helps us to continue growing, and so it's very very much appreciated that you all keep sharing the good word and just helping others find out about us. As a newer company, that is the challenge, is kind of getting your name and your brand out there. And to the extent that, we can keep growing our customer base, that helps us continue hiring, to keep building out that product, to keep providing additional support and training resources, to keep, everything, growing over here. So, we very much appreciate your continued support and, sharing those reviews. So thank you all. Thank you so much. Well, we appreciate everyone coming out. Again, it means a lot to us to have your continued support and involvement. That's how we can keep growing JobTread as fast as we are. And we very much value your business and appreciate the relationships that we're able to have with you all and your employees and your company.
Perfect. All right. If you have any additional questions about what was discussed today, we'd love to continue the conversation. Simply contact your customer success manager by visiting the help desk in your JobTread account. Also, make sure you check out our future and recorded webinars in the events tab in your help desk. And for those of you who are not yet JobTread users, you can go to jobtread.com/webinars and sign up for our future webinars there. All right. Thank you again for joining us today, and we will see you all soon.
Have a good one.